So I have got it recording before anyone can have a go at me. Um, Apologies to last night. Somebody else that uses our trades, he basically, the junction bot had a mistake. Just please mute yourself, guys. There's quite a lot of people not on mute, so I can just can't hear myself think. I'll just mute the people that I can.
That what? Yeah.
What do they do?
Hold up.
I'm just gonna have to go through and mute everybody. One sec. There is something that you can do where everybody's not goes on mute. But so sorry about last night. Like I say, there was a confusion with um, somebody that uses our trades. He's basically the junction bot put his Zoom call in there. So, and this camera's going to keep zooming again. So yeah, that was just a bit of confusion last night. So I apologise for that. What am I going to go through tonight? I've got quite a bit of discipline to catch up on because I know that is key for everybody. And 1 second, yeah, I've got discipline things to go through. Bit of catching up from the 2% club. What's actually happened with that? I've had a nightmare on there today. I'm going to talk about the new education group, some tips and tricks that I've picked up, and things that I've seen that people are doing that I think that they can get better at. So, what I want to start with is I was talking to somebody yesterday, and he had quite a good amount on his account, and he's been doing really well for about a month. And then he's had a disastrous day. And that disastrous day was down to him over risking. You know, he hit I don't think he hit a stop loss. I think he tried doing a trade on his own. All his discipline went out the window. So I wrote down in my book, like, you could do 30, 60, 100, whatever you think, disciplined days, and then one bad day just wipes the lot out. So, like, sorry, let me just try and get the camera. It's doing my head in. I don't know why it's doing that. Yeah, so one bad day just cancels it out. So it's no point saying to yourself, oh, I'm going to keep it up for this long. You just got to say that you're going to do it forever. And I'm going to go through it on some of the discipline topics I've got. That is the difference between people that are constantly doing well and people that I am going to have to get a new camera for this computer. So yeah, the difference between people constantly doing well and not just saying like, oh, I'm doing well now, or I'm going to come back, I'm going to try again, and I'm going to do it. No, you just got to do it all the time because you will get caught out. There's no doubt about it. If you're over risking, if you find that you're getting in scrapes all the time in your trades and you're just getting yourself out of it, you are going to get bit in the ass. Trust me. Again, anything I say on these calls, I've done it myself. And I'm not saying I'm not a professional trader. I'm just getting good at trading. You know, I've just started trading on a big account. I'm just stepping it up. But I've done all these mistakes that I'm telling you about, every single one of them, and I still do them now. So I'm talking from experience. I'm trying to help you by saying that you've got to stay disciplined to it. Take every single trade the same way. Don't start thinking, oh, well, I'm going to go bigger on this one or I'm going smaller on this one. Just take every single trade the same way. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes it can be different. If you say hit your target for the day, then I would strongly suggest like lowering your lot sizes. So I do say to people, say if you've got a target of £300 per day. I know it may be a lot to some people. It might not be enough for some people. Let's just say £300. Once you've hit your target, you can then say if you was doing a 0.10, 0.1 lot size, you can lower it to a 0.02. So you're not getting that fear of missing out. You're still taking the trade, you're still profiting from it, you've still got in the market, you've took a bit of money out, but if you did hit a stop loss, you're not going to lose a lot of your profit that you've made. So if you get to a target, some people's target's a lot different than others. Some people won't do it. It's just a thought. If you hit your target, say if you want to hit 5% a day, 10% a day, okay, now's the time that I'm going to lower my lot sizes. I don't want to lose everything that I've got. Even if it's a stop loss, I'm still, well above my target. So that's something to think about as well. I'm just going to go through what I've wrote down. It's easier. And then I'm going to do the things that I've got wrote on my computer. When you reach the amount that you're happy with, you lower your lot size, I've just said that. Think about the percent you want to earn. So this is something, if you're new, this is, I mean, people that have been on these calls before, but I like to bang it in because I promise you, anything I write in this book or I write on my call section, it is for a reason. And the reason why I keep saying it is because it's what's changed me from trading on 2, 3 grand accounts and blowing them and getting up to 7 grand and blowing it to now I trade with £50,000 every week. And this isn't blowing like smoke up my own arse. It's just tell you where I've come in the 2 years I've been trading. Now I can make, today I've made 7 grand on my account. Like, so don't get me wrong, some days I lose, but I've gone from where I was blowing accounts doing all the stupid shit, and I'm trying to teach you what worked for me. And yeah, I didn't learn them till late, but these are the things that changed it for me. So this one that I've wrote down is start looking at what percent you're earning and not how much you're earning. Okay, because let's say you're on a £500 account and you say, right, I want to make 5% for the day. So that means you're going to earn £25 for that day. Are you going to be happy with that? The answer is probably no, because let's be honest, in this day and age, who's going to be happy with 25 quid when they see everybody else earning thousands? But what you got to say to yourself is, I've earned 5%. I don't care if that your 5% is not my 5%, but it's 5%. So start looking at what percent you're earning, because then you can think, okay, when I'm on a 50 grand account, that 5% is then 2.5 grand. So it's the same percent, but it's just a different amount. But when I started looking at percentages, everything changed. So when I started looking at percentages, I thought, right, I'm going to do this. I started when I really wanted to knuckle down. I put 5 grand in an account. And I thought I'm going to work to percentages. And I didn't look because let's be honest, if I was honest, I've told you some calls before, I've always been a risk taker. I've always been, I want to earn this much, that much. So when I was looking at like how much I was earning, I was always blowing accounts because I was never happy with what I was earning on the amount of money I had in the account when that was such the wrong way to do about it. And it just so happens now I've put a bigger amount in. I'm actually happy with earning the 5% now. Obviously, some days I do more and some days less, but let's just say my target's 5%. That's £2,500. I mean, whoever's not happy with that in a day, then you need to go and give your head a wobble. So start looking at your percentages. I always say if you start with 500 quid, stick to your percentages. If you've earned 7%, if you've earned 8%, that is bloody good. If you go to a bank, they're not going to give you nowhere near that. Even if you earn 1% a day, that's 20% a month. That's huge. You go and give that to any investor, anything like that, they will snap your hand off. So start looking at percentages, start thinking about, is this something you want to be doing in years? Because the people that are not happy with it, they've either got gambling issues or they're not happy with the money they're earning. You need to be happy with what percent you're making. And if you're making any sort of 1%, 2% a day, that's amazing. I know in this space with our signals, you can earn more. But what I'm trying to say is even 1 to 2% is good. There'll be people today making, in fact, I've watched it. I ever see everyone's account. I've had a client make 7 grand today on a 25 grand account. I've had people make 3 grand on a 12 grand account. That is still insane. And they were probably over risking a bit. But there is space to earn very good money in here. But just start looking at the percentages. Say if you get to 8%, cut it off at 2 and 3% because that is bloody good. So start looking at percentages, not pounds, because then you will not be like disheartened by the percentages that you're making. So by the money that you're making. I hope everybody understands that. If you do understand it, put an emotion or so I can see everybody understands what I'm saying. Next thing, entries. Okay. What I'm seeing with entries is when we say close your worst entries, this is very key. So again, anything I'm saying, if you're not on mute, please mute yourself because I can hear babies, I can hear people talking. So yeah, when we're saying close your worst entries, I have a lot of people say, and they text me, even though they know I'm stuck in trades as well, they text me saying, my entries aren't there yet. So close it. But what people are doing is they're waiting till your worst entries are in profit. And instead of closing it at -1 quid, they're waiting till it's stop that. If we say close your worst entries now, we're saying it for a reason. So if your worst entries are a fiver, depending on your lot sizes, so take this into consideration because I've got people that trade on 5 lots, 2 lots. If your 10 pips, 5 pips. Obviously, if you've got the best entry or you've entered in the zone, so say today it was 43, okay? So 43 to, I don't know, 40, say. If you're in at 43 where you should be, there would have been a chance for you to close that at worst entry. And just bearing in mind, you want to try and do this most trades. If you've got in at 43.3 and we say close your worst entries and it's at 43, just close your worst entry because this is why. Because let's say you don't do that and you're waiting for it, that bloody £3 that you're trying to get, that could end up a lot worse than £3. So you're best off just closing the £3 in minus. You got a shit entry, you missed the entry zone a little bit, take the pill and swallow it. Because what happens if we've closed our entries and we say our best entry now, our stop loss is there, and then it comes all the way back down to there, you're still stuck in that other entry that you were waiting to get that £2, £3 on, it's now £40. So just try and get used to that. If you see close your worst entries and you realize, okay, it's not quite got to my entry point, I've got a bad entry, just close it. Because that small loss that you're going to take there will be nothing in the long run. But if you leave those ones and wait for them to go into blue, they will turn into the bad ones. Okay. And they'll be a lot worse and it will cause you a lot more damage. So again, it's just a little lesson. If you understand it, again, just let me know. Because if you don't understand it, I want to explain more. There's new people on here. Try and get rid of those worst entries. And don't be bothered about losing a couple of quid. Obviously, if you're doing bigger lots, it's going to be a bit more. But again, even if you're using bigger lots, in the long run, it'll pay off just closing those worst entries. And 9 times out of 10, the lower entry is going to go, excuse me, it may have even gone into profit, but you're going to make money on that bottom entry. Okay, so just try and do that. Sorry, try and just take on board what I'm saying there, because that is what I'm noticing people are doing. I'm getting a lot of messages from it. And it's so hard to just message back to everybody when I'm bloody doing everything that I'm doing in the day. Not closing the worst entries. I've got that. People's entries, if it's a small loss, and I've explained why. So I'm also, right, before I go on to the mindset, this camera does my head in. I'm going to touch on a bit what happened on the 2% today. So most of you will know about the 2% account that I'm doing. I'm just going to run over it quickly. I started with £3,000 in the account. This is the 7th week, and I start with £3,000. I'm aiming to make minimum 2% every day. Most days I've made it, don't get me wrong. Some days I've made a loss. You'll probably see it on my socials and stuff. But I'm above, well, yesterday I finished on £7,200 in 7 weeks. So I've made 140% on the account. And I'm going to do it for a year. And I'm going to do it for a full year. And after the year, it should be £500,000. I mean, trust me, I want that myself. I've not got that sort of money, so it'd be nice. But I wanted to do it to prove to people, and I'm just taking the signals. And you can follow my trades because I put the screenshots on there. I'm not over risking. I'm just doing it exactly how I should be doing it. And yeah, so yesterday I finished up on £7,240. So today I'm on the account. I've obviously got two accounts. I'm on MetaTrader. I've got the builder account that I'm doing, and I've got my main account that I trade on. So this morning I was just trading on my own account. I use like 2 lot sizes on there. I was, layering into the zone, blah, 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 blah. And before I'd known it, I flicked back onto my builder account and put 4 2-lot trades on, which were going in the wrong direction very quick. So I ended up closing them, which would have gone back. They would have gone back into profit, but I couldn't risk it because I am not adding any more money into this builder account. It's just going to be a challenge for me. So I've been openly honest about it, and I've just shown. So today I've lost like 12% on that builder account. So it's now down to like 6,300, which I'm gutted about, but it's actually at 6,400, but I'm gutted, but I'm still above where I should projectedly be. So on my Excel spreadsheet, it says where my projected is at if I was just making 2% a day and where I'm currently at. So I was like £1,200 above where I should be at, and now I'm £100 where I should be at. So I'm still on target, but it just shows to you that, everybody makes mistakes, and that one mistake. But did my experience cut it off short? Would people have left that thinking, and they probably would have got out of it, to be fair. Well, they would have got out of it, but if I didn't get out of it, it could have been a different story, and it could have just wiped that account out, and that'd have been 7 weeks worth of work just gone down the pan. So I wanted to be openly honest about it, put it on all my socials, on my YouTube, because it shows that people do make mistakes. And, that's how it can, one bad mistake could have just wiped out 7 weeks worth of hard work. Well, I say hard work. I've been finding it quite easy because I've been hitting the 2% and stopping unless I've got trades running. Therefore, sometimes I can make a bit more. So that is an update on the builder account. I mean, it'd be great if I keep updating you and one day I do tell you I've reached £500,000 because it'd be brilliant. So I'll keep you updated on that. Okay, a little bit of mindset. I do this a lot and the camera zooms in a lot as well. Okay, so this is key for me. Again, this sort of stuff changed my trading, and I work closely with a few people that are in the group. I work with them one to one. I mean, I don't mind anybody messaging me. Will I get time if you all message me at the same time? Probably not, but I'll try my best to get back to you. I've got a few people that have got big money in their account. So I mean, I'm not favoring everybody, but it is, and I don't really want them to lose that money. I'll help everybody. Just reach out to me, but just bear in mind it does take me a while sometimes to get back to you. But I work closely with these people talking about this kind of stuff because this stuff will help you in the long run. I promise you. You just got to keep getting it into your head. And listen, it took me two and a half years to actually get to somewhere in trading. I didn't, I was one of them that thought, God, am I ever going to get this? Does it work? And it definitely works. It's the mindset. Somebody actually put in, Sean Hawkins, one of our clients that's on the call, I believe. He put in the 2% club today. He said that he's sure that trading is 90% emotion. It's 90% mindset and emotion. And he's 100% correct. He's bang on. I think it's 90% mindset, discipline, emotion. And the other 10% is skill. That because everybody, I mean, what you're doing half the time, but it's this thing here, which I'm going to go through, that takes over. And you'll see what I mean with the stuff I've been saying. So I have wrote it out with a little bit of help from ChatGPT. So I call this top tier mindset. Okay, the discipline gap. Why 90% lose everything? Why 90% lose even with good signals? So you guys know that our signals are good. We post the results. We're not like other groups that fake the results. We are very honest. We're transparent. If some groups will claim TP4 even though it's not got that, we're not about that. We are very open and honest. Yeah, we make the odd mistake, but it's not out of on purpose. We're just running at 100 mile an hour. So you know that we're good signals. Listen, it's my group, but I'm very honest. We've had times where we didn't have good signals, and I was openly honest about it. But we have got great signals. And that is through lack of discipline that people still lose. Breaking stop loss rules, over trading, revenge trades. So how can you close the gap? If you can get on top of all that, I can virtually guarantee you that you will make very, very good money. Someone's telling me because I rock back on my chair. Right, I'll try and stay still, but it's a rocky chair. So how emotional control equals financial control. How emotions can cost more than bad entries. Pause before you click. So this is something that I have obviously wrote out and then put it through ChatGPT. Pause before you click. Is it going to reverse a little bit? Are you actually in the zone? Detach from the outcome. Trade the chart and not your feelings. Okay, that's a big one. Stop thinking, I think this is definitely going to go up. Like, what is the chart saying? You're learning how to read the charts now with Ish. What is the chart saying? Not what this is saying, this is saying, this is saying. Listen to what so we always say, we can only trade what the market presents. So that's all we can do. Like you're going off that graph, you're not going off feelings. So trade what you see and not what you feel, okay? The power of consistency over intensity. You don't need perfect days, which we all know. We don't get perfect days in trading, unfortunately. You need consistent average days. Because when we have the brilliant days, which we all know, in fact, if you're new in here, you may not, but we have awesome days. Like we have days where we just don't hit stop losses and everything's TP3, TP4. We had one last week. I think it was 10 trades, 10 TP3s or 5. I can't remember. But you know those days come. So let them present themselves. And if you're doing everything exactly the same way, then you'll just earn more money on that day. You don't have to force anything. You don't have to do anything different. Just You don't need perfect days, you need constant average days. Stack 2% days. Obviously, when it presents itself and you guys are earning more, brilliant. This is just what I've wrote down. Long-term profits, no more big, heavy, big days, no more loss cycles. You're just going to do it the same way, day in, day out. I've got a client on here, Gary, I'm so proud of him in a way because he was struggling. He's just got it. He don't care about the stop losses. No one, this group is starting to get like, no one's moaning about stop losses. They know they come. This is trading. You are gonna, we are gonna, we're all gonna get stop losses. It just, sooner you get that in your head. That was another thing of me. I used to moan about stop losses. Unfortunately, they are going to come. Some days they're going to come more often. Some days we're going to get three. Some days we're going to get none. We're just going to get them. So get it in your head that they're going to come. And that might help you with the way you're disciplined, with how much you're putting on trades. If you think every trade, this could hit stop loss, then be careful how you're getting into it. Are you doing it the same way? Have you put more on that trade? Remove the gambling mindset. So why chasing big pumps and double risking it and breaking rules destroys out accounts? How to recognize gambling behaviors early. So you need to understand, how are you entering that trade? Are you doing it because you've had an argument, or are you doing it because I used to? If I had an argument, if I had a drink, that is what starts to happen. You start doubling your lot sizes, or you know, have you had a great day at work and or have you just won a bet somewhere and then you're thinking, oh well, if I lose this, it don't really matter because I can cover it there. That, you all know what I mean by that, where you just start thinking a little bit differently, or we're on a winning streak, and all this that I'm telling you about just needs to get out of your head. It needs to just be, this is the way I enter the trade, that's the way I do it. And I tell you now, you'll go further. Discipline in this industry goes way longer than anything else. And I'm going to talk to you about what actually discipline means in trading. So, delayed gratification, why the people who hold long-term vision, I mean, my eyes are terrible. Why the people who hold long-term vision grow the fastest. Stop needing every trade to hit big. And you know this because sometimes we might just hit TP1. Do you know, and did you actually collect it? Was you waiting for TP3? Again, do the same thing each trade. Some trades, you may only get 30 pips out of it. So just take what you need to take. Don't be going for the big numbers all the time. Your circle, no, that's a different one. How to think like a professional trader. Okay, and I'm surrounded by professional traders, so I'm constantly asking them what's the difference. And they say there's not much difference. The only difference is that I've learned how to do this, this, and this. But the 90% part is what you can control, which is the process, the risk, probabilities, not winning every trade. It's not a getting rich quick scheme. It is a consistent battle with yourself. And more people in this space are realizing it. It's not something that I can confuse you with. I'm not trying to like talk jargon to you so you don't I'm covering anything up. It is the truth. The more you stay disciplined, stay consistent, the probabilities will outshine everything because you see where our trades go. We post our results for a reason, yeah, for socials, but two, to show you guys where they're actually going. How many times have you jumped out early when you think, oh my God, as if I've just done that, it's gone to TP5. But guess what? If you did the same thing every trade, you won't get that feeling. Like I've done it. I've done it yesterday. I've done it. So I'm with you, but I'm doing this and I'm trying to tell you that if you do the same thing, you're not going to get them feelings. Okay. You're not going to get feelings where you think, why have I done that? Like I've closed it because I thought it was going to come back down. Because that's again, it's this and this getting involved when just do what the chart says, do what we say, do the same thing, trade in, trade out. The standard you set for yourself in trading, your results will always match your personal standards. So your standard should be, I will follow the stop loss. Listen, I'm going to adjust that one a bit because the more experienced people in the group, which are even me, and are gaining experience from the chart training, I'm going to adjust that. Whereas I think sometimes you can adjust the stop losses. And I know some people did it today because I just know. And they didn't hit the stop loss. They followed the chart analysis. They knew it was probably going to come back up and they got out of the trade. So I'm going to adjust that. If you are new and if you feel honestly that you're not that advanced yet, stick to the stop losses. You can't go wrong with that. A weekly review. Again, this changed my trading. I've got my book here. I've had a new book now. I review the week. Where did I go wrong? So where I went wrong will go in my book this week is where I didn't concentrate which account I was on. I did the wrong lot sizes because I'll make sure I never do that again. So I go through all the things that I did wrong. And that you need to do that because it's the same with anything in life. You've got to look back and what can I improve? What can I improve in myself? Let me look at this. Okay, I did that wrong. It's the same in anything, any sport. Football teams will do it. They'll watch back at the games. Where did they go wrong? Boxers will do it. How did I get caught with that shot? You need to do it. Where did I go wrong and where can I improve? And again, that's where I always say start looking inward instead of outward. Stop looking for excuses. Stop looking for somebody to blame because 9 times out of 10, it'll be on you. And that's where you've got to improve. Most of the people in here, we're all, older. We're not young anymore. You can take it on the chin and you can be like, okay, like today. And I was fuming for about 5 minutes and thought, right, well, it's done. It's in the past. How am I going to improve on it? How am I going to make sure that never happens again? So that's where you just got to take accountability. Stop looking for people to blame. Stop trying to think, oh, that's a shit group. Stop the traders having a bad day. No, it's probably on you. So just own it because it was on us, when we do something like a bit shit, we'll come out and own it. No gambling, okay? You'll win long term. So obviously I said all those, follow your stop losses, weekly reviews, no gambling, and you'll win long term. Don't compare, improve. Okay, so most traders ruin their progress by comparing accounts, withdrawals or results. Focus on becoming better than yourself last month. So a lot of people are doing this now. I could give a load of shout outs to people, but I'm not going to do it. But I say proud. I don't want to sound like gay, but yeah, I'm really chuffed with probably 10 people that in this group that have gone full circle. They struggled, they stuck by it. I did say stick by it, and they have, and they're doing really well. Some are getting some really big accounts. I'm chuffed, but they've been on every call. They've been with me, up to a year, and it's starting to improve. And so I'm happy for them. Excuse me. The power of one good week. 1 week of disciplined trading can change your entire journey. And one bad day of emotions can undo months. Okay, so it's the same with anything again. Like you can go to the gym for a year and then you don't go for 2 3 weeks and you lose it all. It's the same. Anything like that. All the hard work can be undone. I can compare it to anything. Like I'd get the fittest I was when I was training all the time. And then I have like 3 weeks off and I'm fat, out of shape, and I can't do as many rounds that I used to do. So it's the same thing. You just keep doing that work. Don't try and have days off. Don't cut. Can't hear me. Someone's on. Just mute yourself, please. So yeah, basically keep that consistency. Don't try and have days off because you can just undo it all very quickly. So I wrote a bit of a quote here. I'm a sucker for quotes. Your future self is begging you to stop rushing, stop gambling, and stick to the plan. The difference between a losing trader and a consistent trader isn't skill, it's discipline and patience. So if your future self could talk to you, it'd be telling you to sort those things out because it can change your life. And I don't like saying that because it sounds, I don't know. I don't like saying it like, oh, this can change your life, but it can. I don't like saying it to people. I don't say it to my socials, but it can, and it has changed my life like massively. And I'm slowly seeing people's actually start doing it. So I wrote it there because it's true. If you really get stuck into this, it can change your life, and it'll make my life even better. Keep doing it to people because there's plenty of people it's changing in the group. So last bit, a little bit on discipline and emotional control. Discipline is what pays you, not the winning trades. That is so true. Somebody told me that. Discipline is what pays you, not the winning trades. People think profit comes from catching big moves. The truth, profit comes from avoiding stupid mistakes. Like today, That's a stupid mistake from me. It's cost me, I think, best part of 1,400 quid. And that's a stupid user error. And it can happen. You'd have done it. I guarantee there'll be half the people on this call. Stick me a thumbs up if you've done what I've done today. Put a larger lot size on, starts going the wrong way, and you're going to have to shut it off. And you're probably 9 times out of 10, it will go where you wanted it to go. But the best thing to do is just limit that loss, take it on the chin, and just keep marching forward. That's like, it is what it is. And like I say, I was pissed off for about 5 minutes. And then I just thought, yeah, in fact, someone's just put they did 20 lots. And I remember when he did that. Um, yeah, because that was fucking mad. So yeah, I was sat with my wife and she was just like, look, what do you say to everybody else? It's gone. There's nothing I can do about it, nothing I control it. And I made sure today that I didn't like try and get it back really quick. It'll come back. If I stick to the discipline, it'll come back. The disciplined trader makes more, sorry, the disciplined trader makes money even on average days. And trust me, how many times have you seen in the group where it's been a bang average day and people make money because they stuck to the discipline? They took every trade the same way. The emotional trader loses money even on perfect days. So that is so true. Like, because their emotion isn't right, their discipline isn't right, their entries aren't right. They're taking trades when they shouldn't take trades. If you're too busy in your normal job and you don't have time to manage that trade, don't take the trade. I was moving house all last week. I was having, in fact, Monday, I was doing something where I was in and out of appointments, and one of my guys who trades with me, one of my friends, he was like, "Oh, have you got on today?" And I went, "Mate, I didn't even trade today because I wasn't in the mood to trade. I had too much going off. I was in my car, I'm there and there and there, and I just chose not to trade." So if you're at work and say you're digging a hole, I don't know, and you've got to dig that hole and a trade comes through, don't try and get it out of your pocket while and think, oh fuck it, like you're going to lose money. Try and concentrate on what you're doing. And obviously, if you haven't got time to do it, then it's a bit shit luck, but you probably shouldn't be trading if you haven't got time to do it. I'm trying to use the mouse on there. So your worst days also comes from emotion, never from our strategy. Okay, the same strategy that we use is the same strategy all the time. Like you see all our strategies, they're good. The bad days happen when people move stop losses, add to losing positions, increase the lot size out of frustration, try to make it back real quick. Like, come on, you know what I'm saying is right. That's where the bad days come from. When it's in drawdown, you've not even stuck to the stop loss. You've now changed the way you're taking every trade because you're just putting more entries on. All of a sudden, it's in 100 pips drawdown. Our stop loss was at 80 pips. You've added loads more positions. That's how it starts going bad. Again, I know that because I've been there myself. All of a sudden, you're irate. You're looking for everyone to blame. You think the group's shit. You think trading shit. When all it really comes down to is you manage that trade shit. That's how you've got to look at it. And if as long as you can acknowledge it yourself, you'll get better. But when you're always looking for something else to blame and not seeing what you've done wrong, which I have it all the time. I have people messaging me saying, "Oh, I was in this group and I blew 2 grand in a day. It was a shit group." Um, I'll tell you about the pips in a minute, Dan G. Or if someone wants to message him in the group while I'm doing the call, they can. So yeah, I have people messaging me saying, "Oh mate, I was in a group last week. They were shit. I lost 2 grand in 2 days." I automatically say to him, "Mate, it wasn't the group that was shit. It was you. Like if you're losing that much, like it's not the group. So I'm sorry, it's not the group. It's the way you've took the trades." So these are emotional reactions, not trading decisions. What I've just said. If you remove the emotion, 80% of your losses disappear instantly. Again, I have wrote all this and I've put it through ChatGPT. These are things that I'm writing down to tell you because it is so true. Once I removed all them things that I've just said, I didn't have half the losses I had. I don't blow accounts. If I have a losing day, it's never 80% like it used to be. It's never 50%. It's like 12% if I have a bad day. And if I have a good day, I can earn 12%. And guess what? I have a far more good days than I do bad. So when you remove all those things I've just said, moving stop losses, adding to losing positions, increasing lot sizes out of frustration, trying to make it back in a few trades, over trading to try and get that money back, those sort of things, you will remove 80% of your bad days. Trust me, just try it. Discipline is doing the right thing, especially when you don't feel like it. Okay. I always say, fuck the motivation, discipline's better. Motivated, obviously, when I used to train and stuff like that, discipline beats motivation every day of the week because sometimes you're just not motivated to do it. But discipline is just doing the things that you don't like doing, but like you love them. That's the great saying. Doing things that you don't like doing on a regular basis. Okay. So discipline is doing the right thing, especially when you don't want to. The easy, it's easy to follow rules when the market is calm. So somebody said it to me today, the same guy that said it to me that I was talking about, one of the clients who it is easy for people when they're going to TP3 without coming back. Like today was a little bit tricky in some trades. I can sense it in the group that people don't like it. Just you've got to understand, guys, that this is trading. The market's not just going to give it to us. It's going to make you work for it. Like our analysis was pretty spot on today. It caught us out once. But you've got to understand that it is tricky. Okay. You've got to just keep at it because like I say, it was very, very easy on some days to follow it. And I don't want people leading down the garden path like, oh, this is easy. I'm so good at this. There is going to come days where you're going to have to think. You're going to have to concentrate. You're going to have to use what you've been learning on the calls. You're going to have to use this shit. Like, I don't stay up till it's like 11 o'clock now. I've done it a little bit earlier tonight because I like to try and get early nights, but I don't stay up till this. I do these calls for a reason because it is growing our community and it actually works. So just take note. It's easy to follow rules when the market is calm. The challenge is when you're bored, when you're down for the day, when everyone else is winning, when you've missed a move, when you want to catch up. This is exactly when discipline matters the most. When you're bored, when you're down for the day, when all them things I've just said, that is when I want you to remember what I've just said. When you feel like you're revenge trading, when you feel like you've just had an argument with the missus, because I've been there, I've done it. Remember this call. Remember me sat here saying to you that is where you're going to get 80% of your losses. And then you're going to become messaging me saying, oh, I've had a shit day. I don't get why I'm losing all the time. And I'm just going to come back to you and say, go and watch that call again that's in the education group, which is marked 18th of November, and go and watch that call and then message me back because you will have done one of those things. Because we don't have disastrous days. Well, tell her why. We do, but not often. I mean, we haven't had one since the last one, which was probably 6 weeks ago. Well, whatever. You know what I mean? If you've been here long enough, that was a disastrous day. But we don't consistently have disastrous days. We have an 85% average win rate. So we know it's not ours. In fact, the results just come in today. We've had 11 trades sent, 10 winning trades, one stop loss. A total of 825 pips collected if you did it all. Okay, even if you got 100 pips over the day, it's good. So, yeah, let me just see where I was up to. Boredom is the silent account killer. People overtrade because they feel like they have to be doing something. They're now professional traders. They have to be on the markets all day. Okay. Sometimes the best trade is no trade. So that is the best trade that you can do. Just wait. Just see what happens. If we're not sending signals, that means that there's no clear trade because we would send it. We'd send that trade. If it was so clear, we've either not sent it because it's left the zone and it's not, the market moved too quick when we're typing it, or it's just not available because we only send high probability trades. Why? Because if we keep our group winning, the group grows. So again, you know what I'm talking about. So if there's no trades coming through, take that as read that there's not much going off, unless you're more experienced and you're scalping. Okay. So keep that in mind as well. I'm nearly done, don't worry, because this can be long. I know it can. Your emotions are lying to you. Your emotions are telling you double the lot. Don't close it yet. Hold on, it's coming back. Jump in, it's flying. But the chart never lies. Your emotions do every time. Okay, so remember these. The reason why I write these out like this is because hopefully it'll just click. Consistency versus intensity. Anyone can have a good day. Anyone can get lucky in one trade. But discipline makes you consistent. Consistency makes you profitable. Winning once means nothing. Winning every week means everything. The market will punish your ego. You can fight the market if you can try and be right instead of doing what's right. So try not to try and be right. Just try and do what's right in the trade. You will always pay the price. Smart traders ask, what's the smart move, not what's the move I want to happen. So, last little bit, the things you must do when you don't want to, the things you must do even when you don't want to. Stick to the stop loss, enter the trade every single time the same way, use the correct lot sizes, wait for confirmation, stop trading after hitting your target, accept losing days without revenge trading. And that is where most people fail, by not doing those things. Okay, so I've gone through everything that I wanted to write down. I am not going to go through much more about the discipline. I do like to do these once a week because there may be, I know people like joining these because they'll have a week of trading and then they just need that little reset. Okay. These are honestly priceless, these calls. So keep tuning into them. What did I also need to talk about? One sec. The new education group. So I created this education group. So every single Zoom call is going to be in there. I'm going to label up what's actually in the Zoom calls. I can't do it for the previous one, so it'd be me watching the Zoom call. But so tonight I will put in the Blakey's Zoom calls, and it'll be a brief about what's in the Zoom call. So if you ever want a little recap, you can just look in the Blakey's Zoom call and find what you want on that call. I'm also going to start filming in my office. Now I've got an office. I'm going to just be doing like top tips. So anything that I find that's top tips that anyone can go back and watch them. They'll be only like 30, 40-second videos, and you can just go back through them. If you've ever got anybody that new that you want to bring to the group, they can look through all those top tips. And I want to really educate people. So obviously we've got issues videos that are really helping people. You can go back and watch them whenever you want. I wasn't actually on a call last night, but I heard it was an absolute brilliant call. People, catching a lot of money, which I was gutted because I'd have been milking the market too. But guys, that's it from me tonight. We've had a good day again today. We will see you on the. I'm just going to go through these questions if anybody's. Um, okay, I think it's just somebody chatting in there. So we'll wrap it up tonight, guys. Thank you for joining. As always, I will see you tomorrow. If anyone's got any questions, they want to message me direct, it's at Aaron Blakey. Cheers.